Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach Today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Excited you're with us. It is July 18, 2021. It is episode number 4,300. I'm always excited when we get to those numbers. It's like, wow, 4,300. That's pretty cool. Well, I hope you're doing fantastic this Sunday. As always, we're going to get in a little bit of spirituality and discuss some ideas and getting a little bit deeper, and something that I'm starting to do that I've been struggling with to get better at. So let's get into it today.
Thank you for listening to the free Morning Coach, CoachCast. Today's sponsor is the MorningCoach.com Productivity Belt System. With everything happening in our busy world, it's hard to stay on top of things and get anything done. This is where Morning Coach comes in. We can help you find the best productivity tools for your lifestyle and goals. You'll also be able to take a quick assessment so we know what your thought process is, so we can identify the best system for you. All you have to do is stop by morningcoach.com and you will find the free thinking assessment as well as many other tools and resources to help you. Finally, you've found the right system and coaching for you. We will see you over at morningcoach.com, where dreams become a reality. Now, back to the show.
So I'm going to talk about today awakening your spirit. Awakening your spirit, really connecting to that deeper aspect of life. And when I say deeper aspect of life, I mean really, truly living life. Being in the moment, being present, having clarity in mind, and understanding the direction you're going. Feeling that real connection with God, feeling that connection with everything that's happening around you, and knowing that you are good. Like you're just feeling it. Like you're just in a place of peace, right? And so I talked about consciousness a little bit, right? Elevating your consciousness. And that's really what we're talking about. Getting away from the dulling of the mind things. Now, I get it. We all need to dull our mind. Once in a while, we need to watch a movie. I know there's people that like to have a drink of alcohol, maybe smoke some weed or take some CBD, right? And dull the mind, quiet it down, find a way to do it. Heck, even caffeine is a drug that, kind of focuses you, that I use, right? That focuses you, and I use it once in a while. Not a ton, but every once in a while. But what I've been really, really focused on lately is to really get into this spiritual place of understanding spirit and really getting in the moment where the clarity is. Not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past, but just being so present, just totally being absorbed in the moment, understanding the small details of life. As I go for a walk with Neil, seeing the birds, seeing the sky, seeing the grass, understanding that connection of this really moment, as the Course in Miracles called the holy instant, right? Or as Eckhart taught us those years ago, the power of the now. There is so much strength in this moment. There's so much power in it. And it's really where you awaken your spirit. You don't awaken your spirit tomorrow. You don't do it in the past. You do it now. And the hard part is staying in that moment. If I had a guess, really, and I teach this, that I probably am in the moment, truly in the moment, 10, maybe 15% of the time. I would really say that's probably where I'm at. The other part of the time, I'm thinking, I'm working, I'm involved in things, I'm just kind of, moving. I'm in that, what Einstein called us, that psychological moment of time, the relativity of time, where when things are going so good, it goes so fast. When things slow down, they go so slow. And we realize that time is just speeding up faster and faster. It's a psychological time. It's not the reality of time. It's just the perception of it, how fast it's going, faster and faster. I mean, heck, it's the 18th of July. I got here like on the June 28th. I mean, it's just flown. I'm almost ready to go again, ready to head back home. And so for me, when I'm talking about waking your spirit today on this Sunday, what I'm talking about is trying to connect more with the moment and maybe move it up to 20%, maybe move it up to 30%, where you're really in the moment. Now, you can't throw a muumuu on and move to an ashram in India. We just can't do that. We have to grow. We have to develop. We're moving the new podcast within the site. We've got some new programs coming that are going to be in there. We're adding some new functionality to the website. There's a lot going on. I have to work. I have to do that. I mean, it would be great if I could just sit there, be still, and be at peace. Be there now as Ram Dass taught, right? But I can't. I got work to do. But if I could elevate that consciousness up a little bit, where I'm awakening my spirit just a little bit more, it makes a big difference. And for me, the hard part with it is the consistency aspect of it. Doing this and being here for you is easy for me. This is my life. This is something that I do every day, something that I love to do. It's a connection that I've made, and it just works. But when it comes to other things, it actually take a little bit of work, which being in the moment takes a little bit of work. Slowing the mind down and becoming present and being able to notice the life that you're living, it takes work. Because we have been trained, 52 years of my life, to dumb it down. Go watch a movie, drink a beer, smoke some weed, whatever, take some CBD, whatever it is, read a book, right? Those are all numbing things. And they're all in a way a good thing. The Mazalon, Book of the Fallen I'm reading, that's an escape. That's an escape from my current life to go into the life of the Mazalon, right? Nothing wrong with that. Once again, there is nothing wrong with that. What we're trying to do, though, is live more of our life in this moment of peace, and that's what Sundays are about, right? So I'm starting a really intense journaling process, and basically the journal is a consciousness journal. What I'm doing is I'm trying really hard to write every day. Now, remember when I teach journaling, and it's been a while, but when I teach journaling, specifically in the Get It Done Now process, it's not about writing every day. Okay, it's not. I don't want you to add things to the list of things you need to do. If you listen to Morning Coach enough, we read books, we've got Get It Done Now program, we got ILD coming, we got new podcasts. There's a ton of stuff going on. I do not want to add it to the list. What I want to do is take things away. But if something is a priority, then it can go on the list. So journaling as an event typically should not be something that is on a to-do list. It shouldn't. It should just be done when you want to do it. Why? Because it's this aspect of understanding the relativity of time. You'll write in a journal one day, and then you won't write for 3 months, and you'll write in your journal, and you'll see 3 months gone, and you'll recognize that you weren't even here. You didn't even have 10%. You were just flying, and those 3 months just went by. And so the journal for me is really a time machine. It helps me understand where I'm at and what I'm doing. So I've now made it a part of kind of my daily routine to be more conscious and really make an effort to focus on it because it's something that's important to me. I want to awaken that spirit. And what's crazy is typically when I want to dull my life, when I want to get away from it, is in the points of my highest ecstasy. It's when I'm feeling amazing. What's weird about me and like dulling from an alcohol perspective, I just say from alcohol, I don't like to drink alcohol when I'm down or when I'm frustrated. That's not when I drink alcohol. When I drink alcohol is when I want to party and I want to go have fun and I want to just go, it's like I'm at a peak. I'm like at this moment of just joy and it's like, let's go party. And then I am drinking and I feel terrible. And so instead of that, I'm trying to focus on an awakening of spirit. I'm trying to keep that mental framework of not dulling my mind, or if I'm going to dull my mind, then read some Mazalon or do some other activity that can dull my mind, maybe watch a movie. But even then, I'm really working hard to enjoy this life that I've been given on a day in and day out basis. And that's where the power of the journal really comes in, is slowing you down. Now, I'm using the Remarkable 2, which is a handwritten electronic device. Many of you know the Remarkable 2. A lot of people came from YouTube. But it's a handwritten device. I'm reading my notes on the paper device, which I like. The Remarkable 2 is where I do a lot of my productivity. I still use paper and pencil once in a while, but I'm doing the one-sheet method with my Remarkable 2, by the way, and Get It Done Now. And then my journaling, it's not my standard journal. This is more of a conscious journal that I put in my planning folder in my Remarkable 2 that I'm just clicking on a few times a day. I'm writing my time and I'm working on my consciousness. I'm working on awakening my spirit. I'm working on slowing it down. I'm working on when I feel that ecstasy and instead of feeling like numbing it and going out and doing something, stepping back and enjoying the process. Really looking at the smaller things in life and enjoying them. Having the simple pleasures of being able to take a walk. Getting the simple pleasure of looking up in the sky and feeling the rain on my face. The simple pleasures are really what it's about. Years ago, I talked about being able to sit and watch ants just crawl across the floor and really just see the magnificence of life in them for what they're doing. And somebody that was listening to the show sent an email and kind of made fun of that. Well, why would you want to sit around and watch ants go across the sidewalk? Wouldn't you want to be more productive than that? And they didn't get it at all. They didn't understand that dynamic of becoming totally present where you're really watching the ants and just understanding them and seeing them and watching their movements. that's a moment to become present, to become focused, and to really get into that moment. And that's one of the things you can do. And one of the things I always have taught people is to become more of a conscious person is to be conscious of the environment. See what's around you. Be able to see the details. And as I've said years ago, when really it happened to me, when I got to 10, 15% of being able to be aware of the moment, was I was reading Eckhart, and I was reading that Power Now, and I was driving to work. And I'll never forget, I was driving. I had to take a back way because 95 was all blocked. And I was driving, and I pulled up to a stoplight. And I was just thinking about the book. I was meditating, and I looked up at the electric cords. And I'll never forget, there were electric cords all over, and the telephone pole. I mean, they were all over, wires all over the place. There was a bird up there. And I just remember getting totally present and just appreciating where I was in that moment and seeing that bird and seeing those wires. And it was like I put a different pair of glasses on. Everything got bluer. The sky, the colors, everything burst. It was like I was alive for the first time. I could feel that energy. I could feel that. And that's when I'm in that 10 to 15% of the time when I'm really out of mind. It's amazing how awesome life is, how you feel the wind, how you can watch a storm, how you can see the clouds. It's just a different world compared to the world where I'm going a million miles an hour 90% of the time. So for me in Awakening Spirit, what we're trying to do is understand that we can understand ourselves more. And the better we become in this aspect of spirituality and consciousness and really connecting to the moment, understanding when we're living, really appreciating this life that we've been given, this gift of life, it really is where you find that joy and that peace and that happiness. It's really where you experience it, and you can just quiet it, and you can just feel that. That's where nostalgia is built. That's when you'll remember doing something because you're connected to it. So build that trust in yourself and start to understand that you can find that consciousness. And if this is something that you want me to talk more about, shoot me an email because we can get into it more. Again, it's something that I struggle with, I'm going to tell you. And even though I teach it and it's something I strive to get better at, it is a challenge to really become present and to become conscious. We're constantly being bombarded by messages and information, and now more than ever with, the internet and our cell phones and things. I mean, I walk and I take Neil and I'm on my phone, I'm answering comments and I'm answering emails, and I got people that, I'm trying to get to, and I lose my ability to have that consciousness. I lose that ability to connect. Next thing you know, 3 days go by and I'm, answering things and trying to come up with solutions and coach and build, and my own life is just flashing faster and faster before me. So I'm really making a conscious effort to slow down because that's where the peace is, but it's also where the power is, and it's also where the strength comes to be able to do this every day and come up with tools and systems to help you, as I talked about yesterday, to be your squire for you as you're the knight riding off into your wonderful life that you're creating. But today, it's really about that focus on consciousness and the moment. And that's what I want you to think about, okay? You don't have to do a journal. And again, like I said, it's something I'm doing. I don't want you to do everything I'm doing. That's one of the last things I want you to do. But if this is important to you, the journal is a time aspect relativity machine. It can help you understand where you're at in the moment and help you gain some clarity. And that's why I'm trying to do it every single day. We'll see how long I can. I'm going to be working on it. I'm doing my best. It's got my consistency journal. I actually put it up there, conscious journal. And the aspect is to connect to this moment in time, this peaceful moment that is so important. So let's get out there and have a fantastic Sunday. I love you. I do. I'm still in Indiana. I'm going to be here for a while, but we're going to get next week off to a good one. We're going to keep rolling. All right. So go make it happen. I love you. And I'll be back with more right here on morningcoach.com. I hope you're having fun because I am. Thanks so much for being here. All right. I love you. Go do it to it.